Why do some people rise while others stay stuck? Why do the strongest, most successful people seem so comfortable being alone? Maybe the real power isn't in the crowd. Maybe it's in the silence. Maybe it's in you. Most people are scared to be alone. They think being alone means being weak. But the truth? Being alone is where real power is built. It's where focus sharpens, confidence grows, and vision becomes clear. It's where you stop depending on others and start depending on yourself. And if you don't master this, you'll always be chasing validation. You'll always be looking for approval. You'll never reach your true potential. Welcome to Success Warriors. Today we're breaking down the 6 key reasons why being alone is not a weakness, it's a superpower. This is the mindset that separates the great from the average. This is what takes you from feeling lost to being in complete control. If you're ready to level up, to stop waiting for permission and to start taking charge of your own life, then stay locked in. And before we dive deep, make sure to hit that like button, share this message with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful content. Let's get to work. Listen up. There's something people don't tell you about being alone. They make it sound like a bad thing. They make it seem like if you're alone, you're weak. If you're alone, you're losing. But that's a lie. Being alone is power. It's where real strength is built. It's where warriors are made. Because when you're alone, you have no distractions, no noise, no one pulling you in different directions. It's just you. And that's when the real work happens. Most people are scared of being alone. They run from it. They drown themselves in social media and gossip in meaningless conversations just so they don't have to face themselves. But if you want to be great, if you want to be unstoppable, you've got to learn to love that silence. That's where you find your strength. That's where you build yourself. Think about it. When you're alone, there's no one to impress, no one to judge you, no one to hold you back. It's just you and your thoughts, you and your grind, you and your vision. This is where your mind sharpens, your body strengthens, and your soul toughens up. Because the truth is, you don't need people to push you. You need to push yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. You want to be strong? You want to be successful? Then own your time alone. Use it. Learn, improve. Because when you're alone, you're free to focus on what really matters. Yourself, your growth, your future. This is where champions are built, in the quiet, in the struggle, in the moments when it's just you versus you. No distractions, no excuses, just raw, pure effort. That's when you find out who you really are. That's when you realize that strength isn't given, it's built. And the ones who understand this, they don't need noise, they don't need approval, they don't need company to feel powerful, because their power comes from within. They walk alone, they rise alone, and when the time comes, they stand above the rest. So if you're feeling alone right now, good. That means you have space to grow. That means you have time to level up. Don't waste it chasing people. Don't waste it trying to fit in. Use it to build, because the strongest people in this world, they don't run from being alone. They embrace it. They use it. And because of that, they win. Now, what are you going to do? Run from the silence or use it to become something unstoppable? Listen, the world is loud. Everybody's talking, everybody's shouting. Social media, TV, gossip, constant noise everywhere. And you know what? That noise is stealing your focus. It's pulling you away from yourself. It's making you forget what really matters. You can't think clearly when you're surrounded by distractions. You can't hear your own thoughts when you're always listening to other people's opinions. You can't see your vision when your mind is full of useless noise. That's why silence is power. That's why being alone isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. Because when everything is quiet, something amazing happens. You start to hear the truth inside you. You start to listen to yourself. You start to understand what you really want, what you really need, and what you have to do. This is when your mind sharpens. This is when you stop running in circles and start moving forward. Most people don't even know what they want in life. They don't know who they are. You know why? Because they never sit in silence. They never take time to think. They just go with the flow, do what everyone else is doing, follow the crowd like robots. And then they wonder why they feel lost. But not you, you're different. You know that to grow, you need to be alone sometimes. You need that space, that quiet, that time to focus. Because when your mind is clear, when you're not distracted, when you're truly locked in, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you start making real moves. That's when you get ahead. While everybody else is stuck in the noise, silence is where your vision gets stronger. Silence is where your confidence grows. Because when you take time to be with yourself, to really think, you stop doubting, you stop hesitating, you stop looking for permission. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. You know what you need to do, and you go do it. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay the same. The ones who never stop talking, never stop listening to the world, never stop chasing distractions, they stay lost. They stay confused. But the ones who learn to shut it all down, to block out the noise, to find power in the silence, those are the ones who rise. So stop running from the quiet. Stop fearing being alone with your thoughts. Start using that silence. Start planning. Start planning. Start creating the life you want. Because the answers you're looking for, they're not out there in the noise. They're inside you. And you'll only hear them when everything else goes quiet. Let's get real. Success is not built in front of the cameras. It's not built when everybody's watching. It's not built when people are cheering your name. Success is built in the dark, in the quiet, when nobody sees you, when nobody believes in you, when it's just you, your grind, and your will to keep going. Most people don't understand this. They think success is about being seen, about being popular, about getting attention. But that's why they never make it, because real success, real greatness, it happens when no one is looking. It happens when you're up late, working, when you're up early, pushing, when you're alone, focused, locked in. You don't need a crowd to be great. You don't need people clapping for you. You don't need applause. You need discipline. You need commitment. You need the hunger to keep going even when no one is watching, even when no one is giving you credit. Because let me tell you something, if you can put in the work when nobody sees, when nobody claps, when nobody even knows what you're doing, that's when you're on the right path. That's when you're truly dangerous. Too many people want the reward without the sacrifice. They want the victory without the battle. They want the success without the struggle. But it doesn't work like that. You have to earn it. And earning it means grinding in the shadows, training in silence, working when others are resting. You think the strongest people got there by waiting for approval, by waiting for someone to notice them? No. They created their own path. They pushed when nobody was watching. They didn't need motivation from the outside because their fire was already burning inside. And that's exactly what you need. If you're out there working and no one sees you, good. That means you're in the right track. That means you're doing what most people won't. That means when the time comes, when the spotlight finally hits, you'll be ready. You'll be prepared because you put in the work when no one else did. So stop looking for validation. Stop waiting for people to tell you you're doing great. Stop needing approval. Put in the work in silence. Grind when nobody's watching. Stay focused, stay hungry, stay committed. Because when the time is right, when you've done what most people are too weak to do, the results will speak for themselves. And by then, you won't need to say a word. Listen up. Being alone isn't a problem. Feeling lonely isn't a curse. It's a phase, a test, a moment in time that's shaping you into something greater. But here's the problem. Most people fear it. They think if they're alone, something is wrong. They think loneliness means they're falling behind, but that's not the truth. Loneliness is temporary. Growth is permanent. The pain you feel right now is not here to break you. It's here to build you. It's here to separate you from the crowd, to push you forward, to force you to level up. But most people don't see it that way. They run from it. They distract themselves. They surround themselves with meaningless conversations, with pointless friendships, with people who add nothing to their lives just because they're scared to be alone. But if you want to be great, you have to stop fearing loneliness and start using it, because the moment you accept it, the moment you embrace it, everything changes. That's when you stop looking for people to complete you and start completing yourself. That's when you stop chasing approval and start chasing your vision. That's when you realize that the time you spend alone is the time you become stronger, smarter, sharper. This is the difference between those who grow and those who stay the same. The weak avoid loneliness. The strong use it. They take that time to learn, to think, to plan, to push forward. They don't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They don't waste time wishing things were different. They take control. They take action. You have to understand something. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to hold your hand and guide you through life. You have to figure it out. And the best way to do that, spend time with yourself. Get comfortable with your own thoughts. Face your fears. Face your weaknesses. Face everything that's been holding you back, because when you do that, you grow. And once you grow, you never go back. So don't see loneliness as something to escape. See it as an opportunity. See it as a time to build, to improve, to become the person you were meant to be. Because this moment, this struggle, it won't last forever. But the strength, the mindset, the discipline you develop because of it, that will stay with you for life. Listen, if you don't control your own mind, someone else will. If you don't lead yourself, you'll be following someone else's path for the rest of your life. That's the truth. And the reason most people feel lost, the reason they feel stuck, it's because they've never taken the time to master themselves. They don't know what they want. They don't know who they are. They've spent their whole life listening to others instead of listening to themselves. You can't lead anyone, not a team, not a business, not a family, if you don't have control over your own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Leadership doesn't start with a title. It doesn't start when people start following you. It starts when you take control of you, when you stop blaming, when you stop waiting, when you start owning every decision, every failure, every success. Most people are out here looking for direction from the world, waiting for someone to tell them what to do. But nobody is going to hand you a map. Nobody is going to give you the answers. If you want to win, you have to figure it out. You have to sit with yourself, think, plan, and execute. You have to learn discipline. You have to master your emotions, because if you don't, they will control you. Anger, fear, doubt. These things will eat you alive if you let them. You will make bad decisions. You will quit when it gets tough. You will let opportunities slip away because you weren't ready. That's what happens when you don't master yourself. But when you do, when you take control, that's when life changes. That's when you stop reacting and start creating. That's when you become a force that nothing and no one can stop. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need someone to tell you it's time. The time is now. You already have everything you need inside you. You just have to take control of it. You have to train your mind. You have to strengthen your discipline. You have to become the type of person who doesn't need motivation, who doesn't need validation, who wakes up every day and gets things done, because that's just who they are. And when you reach that level, that's when people start following you. That's when you become a leader, not because you told them to follow, not because you forced them, but because they see the power in you. They see the discipline, the confidence, the focus, and they want to learn from it. But it all starts with you. It starts with the way you think, the way you act, the way you handle every single moment of your life. Master yourself first. The rest will follow. Listen, too many people live their lives trying to fit in, trying to be liked, trying to be accepted. But that's a trap. That's a slow death. The moment you start living for approval is the moment you give up your power. It's the moment you stop being you. Greatness has never come from fitting in. It has never come from being like everybody else. The people who rise, the people who lead, the people who make history, they stand alone. They don't care if people doubt them. They don't care if people don't understand them. They don't care if they have to walk their path alone, because they know following the crowd leads nowhere. The crowd is lost. The crowd is weak. The crowd is afraid to be different. And if you want to be great, you cannot be like them. Stop looking for approval. Stop looking for people to cheer for you. Stop waiting for someone to say, yeah, you're doing the right thing. They won't. They'll judge you, they'll doubt you, they'll laugh at you, and none of it matters, because while they're talking, you're working. While they're watching, you're grinding. While they're waiting for approval, you're already 10 steps ahead. You don't need validation. You don't need permission. You don't need anyone to believe in you. You just need you. You need your vision, your discipline, your fire. That's it. The world is full of people who gave up on their dreams just because someone told them they couldn't do it. Don't be one of them. Don't live a life of regret because you were too scared to walk alone. The truth is, being different is hard. Walking your own path is tough. But that's why so few people do it. That's why only a small percentage ever make it to the top. The rest, they stay comfortable, they stay in the crowd, they stay stuck. But not you. You're different. You know that your future is in your hands, not in theirs. People will doubt you, people will question you, but one day, those same people will look at you with respect. They'll see what you built, what you achieved, and they'll realize they were wrong, but by then you won't even care, because you never needed them in the first place. So make the choice. Are you going to follow, or are you going to lead? Are you going to live for approval, or are you going to live for your purpose? The choice is yours. But if you want to be great, if you want to be unstoppable, if you want to build a life that is truly yours, you already know what you have to do. Walk alone, stay focused, and never let the crowd define who you are. So now you know the real power isn't in the crowd. It's not in approval. It's not in waiting for someone to tell you you're good enough. The real power, it's in you. It's in your focus, your discipline, your ability to stand alone and keep pushing forward no matter who's watching. Being alone isn't a weakness. It's where confidence is built. It's where leaders are made. It's where success begins. Stop chasing validation. Stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. Take control, walk your own path, and never let the fear of being alone hold you back. If this message hit you, if it fired you up, then don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful content. You're built for greatness. Now go prove it.